You joined us, Joshua. We know that you're busy. We're going to go ahead and get started. A lot of you already know the numbers here, but I want to run through them before we get to Nunzia and Anna and Joshua and start asking them some questions as well. So everybody can see my screen, I'm going to assume, right? So most of you all know, these are our Rockstar agents right here. You guys probably didn't know your picture is going to be up there. We've got 150, 160 people locally, and we've got about 500,000 on our international feed. So you guys are international stars. Nunzio, you're an international star apparently again for the second time. So welcome to all of you. We're glad that you joined us and that you're willing to share, what it is that you're doing to make you successful. And I'm going to ask you some questions later. I'm going to zip through this because we've got over, like I said, 150 agents on here. And every time we do this, you know what, I take notes as well. And I'm hoping every one of you agents out there are going to have your pen and paper and ready to take notes, because we learn something every single time we do it. And that's why we continue to do it. So let's go ahead and get started and kind of get you up to speed really where we're at. So obviously you guys have seen these graphs. If you've been new to us since our last Rockstar agent webinar, and I'm going to guess, when was the last one, Don? Did we do it in October? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, we did one last month. Yep, once a month from now on until whenever.
Until whenever's right. Until whenever. So here's where we're at. We are going to be very, very close. Steve was just telling us that we are getting very close. I think we're at just right at 600 agents right now, or licensed individuals with the company. That includes our team leaders and such. But by the end of the month, which is only another couple of weeks, we should be at about 600, which is exactly what our goal was this year. So congratulations to all of our agents who have referred agents. Our fastest area of growth in the company is from referrals like you, right? It's agents who have joined us or have been with us and have experienced great success. And now they're telling other people about it and saying, come on over. And some of you might have been the guinea pig, right? There might have been 4 or 5 of you and they said, oh no, you go first, you make sure this is real, and then call us back and let us know it is, and then we'll come on over. So if that's the case, bring them on. We need about 250 more agents based on the leads and the new divisions that we've created. So we're at 600 agents. Total transactions, I just looked in between webinars, Don. I have us at 5,275 transactions. If everything closes correctly in the next 2 to 3 weeks, then we are going to exceed the 5,200 goal. Will be about 5,275, somewhere in that range. Just for all of you on this call, guess what that is? That is about a 41% increase in growth during 2020, the year of the pandemic. Let me say that again. That's a 41% growth in the company in the number of transactions during the pandemic. So again, we chose not to self-furlough ourselves. You chose not to self-furlough yourself as a realtor. And as we've been saying, we are a blessed bunch of realtors, because this is one of the main industries that has actually thrived in 2020. And there are very few that have done so. And so congratulations to all of you of not self-furloughing yourself and continuing to grow your business. With that 5,200 transactions, I didn't do the number, but I'm guessing we're about $1.55 billion in real estate sales this year. And as you can see, some of you that might be brand new, you can kind of look real quick at the bottom there and just go, holy cow, what has gone on from 2015, 2016 at 100 million, right? 207, 2017, 206. And then really you can just see the growth from 2018 to 2020. We'll probably be looking at this next year, 2021. I'm going to guess in the neighborhood of 2.2 billion range, and I'll have to get the numbers, and we're going to be about 6,800 transactions again, and about another 30 to 40% growth. So all of you know about the Slack Academy. Some of you might have actually come through the Slack Academy. This is our 4th rendition of our Slack Academy. And our agents that are coming through, going through that 30-day class and training are absolutely on fire. I think I heard JB and Debbie walking around the halls, just high-fiving and hooting that over 60% of all the Slack Academies that have come through have closed or pending right now. And in some of those are agents that are still in the Slack Academy this month that actually get to graduate on Friday in 2 days, already having leads and already having pending. So it has been a huge, huge, huge success for us. If you know somebody, kind of like myself 10 years ago, I was not in real estate, right? I switched careers after 28 years and needed to get into real estate. And I sure wish that we would have had the Slack Academy 10 years ago when I was getting in. It's a very nice way to enter into the real estate and get great training. And when you're finished, you are ready to sell some real estate. So congratulations to everybody who's been putting that together. That's for sure.
Hey, if I could real quick too, Dan, and for those of you existing agents, there is a pop in and pop out option, right? So your team leader has the class schedule each month. So if there are areas that you feel you need a little bit of focus on in terms of your business, by all means, reach out and spend a couple hours and hone your craft, right? Practice, practice, practice.
All right, Don, you want to give I don't know if you can hear my drum roll here. I mean, the next slide, I kind of teased with it, but you want to talk a little bit about what we think is going to be one of the biggest technology changes that we've had with our company in the history of our company.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you haven't seen it already, I know Ronnie's put out some information. Your team leads have probably discussed it with you, but Brokerment, just by show of hands, how many of you absolutely love app files and never want to see it go away? I know there aren't many there, but this this literally changes everything from the dynamic of how easy it will be to get deals into the system. It integrates with Follow Up Boss. It integrates with the other Follow Up Boss. It integrates with the MLSs. So when we talk about how simple this makes life in terms of going from contract to close, right? If you think now having to set up the template and then we change forms and you have to get a new template because the new form and blah, all of that goes away, right? Importing leads directly from Follow Up Boss. Here's one that I know you'll all love. How many of you love going ahead and putting in that deal in Follow Up Boss, right? Nobody does it. They all, then your team leader says, oh, you don't have a deal in. Now, when you create the transaction in Follow Up Boss, the deal will automatically populate, or in Brokerment, the deal will automatically populate into Follow Up Boss. So just for us from a transaction management standpoint, this is enormous. The other thing is, if you look here, what Dan is showing you is a dashboard, and each agent will have your own dashboard. So you're going to be able to see your pipeline. You're going to be able to see what you've got in terms of pending deals. You'll be able to look and see what your commissions are. You'll be able to look at the whole dynamic of that. In addition, all the training, we'll have updates, the little thing there with updates. You'll be able to see the latest news and information. From our perspective, kind of a compare and contrast. AppFiles is a very closed system. We can't get information out of it at all. With Brokerment, completely open. It's a true database. So we can start real. And again, for you, for the typical agent, it doesn't matter a lot. For us as a brokerage to analyze where we're successful, how we're doing things, where we need help, where we're doing great. This just allows us access to that data to really help drive our business and become more refined. Super easy to use, super user-friendly. What they call the UX, the user experience, is awesome. We actually had our first meeting yesterday with our first, as I fondly called them, the first guinea pigs. So we've got agents using this now, and we're using their feedback to make this better for you all. So
hold tight. This is exciting. This is going to make your life so much easier. When you hear me talk about working smarter, not harder, that's what this is all about. You're going to be freed up a lot of time, but you're going to have so much information at your fingertips. You're going to know where you're at. When we talk about, and your team leaders have been talking about it, setting goals for 2021, where do you want to be, and so on. You're going to be able to follow it. You don't have to have that whiteboard in the back. Anybody else still have the whiteboard? I used to have the whiteboard. I tracked every deal. We're too busy for that, right? I mean, we'd have to get all of you would have to get multiple whiteboards because you're doing so many deals. So this is going to track everything for you. It's going to keep you on task. It's just going to be a great tool for us to grow in the future. So just a little hint for that. It's coming to a team near you. So just real quick, I mean, the real estate and market has changed, ups and downs, right, over the last 8 or 9 months, but so has the mortgage, even more so. And so finally, we are back to I wouldn't say normal, we're back to a manageable business model with all mortgage throughout the industry, not just Florida Funding. So you can see that some of the big players, investors, jump back into the game. When they all jumped out, Now they're back in, and now we're seeing great 8-day clear to close, 12-day clear to close. We had something the other day, a 3 or 4 day clear to close. So we are back. We are back in a business that, you were all probably asked to, to write, 45 to 60 day closings and loan commitments. Well, we're back to almost a normal scenario there. So congratulations to Florida Funding for getting that. That's awesome. 8 days and 12-day clear to closes. So great job. In regard to that, Florida Funding has also extended the referral program. Remember, we've had this referral program out there. So if you refer an LO, a loan originator that's outside of the company, and we sit down and we sit and talk to them, and we decide that they're a great fit for us as a loan originator, we'll give you $1,000, and we're going to give them $5,000 to come on over. So take a look at that. Talk to your team leader. If you know anybody out there that you might be using that you think would be a great fit as we continue to grow our affiliated companies, we'd love to talk to them. Same thing exactly applies on our Florida Title, right? Florida Titles, why are we hiring at Florida Title and Florida Mortgage? Because you guys are doing such a great job on the real estate side that we're continuing to increase transactions. We've got to keep up with that pace on the affiliated side so that we can make sure that we're giving you excellent service throughout all the affiliated companies. So same thing here on Florida Title. We're looking for processors and closers. So again, there's referral over to the agent yourself, $500 and $2,500 for the individual that comes over. We end up hiring them at Florida Title. So please, 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 if you know anybody out there, you're closing deals every day on a mortgage side and title side. Same thing on the real estate side. You've got realtors on the other side of the table at a closing. I mean, hand them your card. Talk to them about Florida Funding, Florida Title, as well as Robert Slack. We'd love to talk to them. And you've all seen this, how to win deals, right? Buyer pays title flyer. If you have not seen this, talk to your team leaders. It is amazing how many deals are being won by our agents right now by using this one tactic. The market is crazy right now. There's multiple offers. There's everybody thinking about ways to try to get a deal done and be more competitive. And I'm going to promise you, raising the price is not the way. Increasing the price is not the way, okay? It's being very competitive and very, very, very knowledgeable about a buyer pays title flyer here. So please look at this program. Agents every single day are winning deals because of this. And it's not because they're increasing their price, all right? And all of you have talked about this. Your team leaders have talked about it. Again, if you have not seen this, talk to your team leader. Master the top 10 actions. Be ready for 2021. The best way that you can do that is to print this out and master each one of these. Go step by step and say, you know what, I'm going to prepare myself for 2021 to increase my business 20, 30, 40%. And if you do these 10 things, you will do that. So please, if you have not seen this, ask your team leader for a copy of it, and not just take a look at it and print it and put it by your computer. I've got mine by my computer. It sits here all day long, and I look at those and I just say, wow, if the agents will just do these 10 things, if they'll spend a little time learning each one of these aspects of their business, they will increase their business by 25 to 30%, guaranteed. All right, so let's get really what we came for, right? Let's talk really what we came for. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because you really need, instead of the pictures, you need to see everybody here. Let's see. Look at that. All right, guys, you are live and in person. So, Christy, I know I just saw you. Sound like it looks like you were driving as well. You and Joshua are out there and you're selling homes. You're probably at an inspection. You're probably at a closing. Were you at a closing? I heard somebody was at a closing. That's awesome. That's what we're all about, is getting to the closing table. But I want to, I'm just going to ask some questions. This is just like us sitting down. Look, I got a cup of coffee, right? I'm just having my coffee. This is us just having cup of coffee and you really just sharing your story, right? This is about all of our agents. Every time we do this, it's about sharing best practices, right? And this is what this is. It's like, how have you been able to be so successful? So think about your audience, right? So you've got agents who have just joined the company. You got probably agents on that were just on a Q&A before this, considering joining Robert Slack. And you know what I told them? Don't listen to me or Don, right? Listen to our agents that have been with us and how successful they've been. So they're on this call. So you've got agents who have not joined us yet. You've got agents that are brand new to us, probably even the Slack Academy. And you have agents that have joined us from other brokerages, right? And so they're trying to say, wow, how is everybody else getting traction maybe that I'm not getting? So we've asked everybody to take a pen and paper, have it down to the side. So you're going to be sharing your success. You're going to be sharing the little things that you're doing that maybe they can incorporate into their day-to-day business to continue to help them be successful. And so here's some of the things I want everybody out there to know. And I've got a list here. I'm just going to go through, let's just say, who has been with us the shortest amount of time? Joshua, turn your camera back on if you got 2 seconds, because I think you have been with us the shortest amount of time. Unmute yourself. You are parked, I hope, Joshua. I don't want you driving while we're doing this.
No, I'm not driving.
Okay, all right, good. Safety first, right? Safety first.
I had a bunch of clients texting me.
So here's the deal with Joshua, right? So, you know, I was talking to JP, and JP said, a go-getter, not afraid to pick up the phone and make phone calls. Bingo, first thing, you can't be afraid to pick up the phone and make phone calls, right? So Joshua has been with us like 16 years now. Oh, wait a minute, that's a lie. Joshua's been with us since October the 8th. Okay. Joshua has 3 pendings and working with 4 buyers that are all qualified from Florida Funding right now. October the 8th, and Joshua, I can do this on my hand, right? October to November, November to December, right? So you've literally been with us 60 something days. How have you been able to gain that quick of traction? 3 pendings, working with 4 buyers are qualified, showing properties, people are texting you left and right. Tell us what are you doing that other brand new agents can help incorporate?
I just keep in touch with my clients, and I actually had my leads turned on. It was November 24th, I think, or November 14th. The first thing I do is right whenever I receive a lead, I contact them immediately. Most of the time I contact them before Walopo or any of them have a chance to contact them. And, you know, it kind of catches them, you know, at a surprise, and it just shows them how eager you are to help. And, you know, I talk to them, I build rapport, and, you know, ask them about their current situation. I ask them, you know, what they're going to be doing with the house that they're staying in, if they rent, if they sell. And then I ask for referrals as well. So with each one of my clients, I give them I guess you could say, goal to bring me at least 2 people that are either buying or selling a property. And they've actually been coming through with that. So it helps out a lot. And I just keep constant contact with them. And, you know, I send them updates on every part of the transaction or the search process, depending on whether I'm helping them get to the point where we're under contract or just helping them search for something. You know, it's just all about keeping in touch, building rapport, and keeping yourself in front of them with me. If they lose sight of what they're trying to do, they'll either go with somebody else or just, you know, some of them just get sick and tired of looking, you know, and not everybody has to have, you know, the house. Some of them are vacation homes. Some of them are rentals. Some of them are just people buying a second house, and you just want to stay in front of them. And
so when you say staying in front of them, and let me ask the question out there. I mean, you know, people talk about referrals all the time, right? And there are agents, there's agents that live on referrals. But how many of you agents really ask and challenge your clients to provide you 2 referrals each? I can't see all the hands, but I'm going to venture to say there's less than 5%. And it's the easiest way to get clients. If you do a good job, right? If you do a good job and you're professional, they want to recommend and refer somebody to you because they know you'll take care of them. They trust you at that point. So 3 pendings, working with 4 buyers, and my notes say that they're qualified through Florida funding. So do you have a Florida funding LO that you're working with on most of your deals, or do you just use whoever, or how's that working, Joshua?
Most of the time, I try to stick with, you know, a good lender. So what I was doing is I initially submitted it to, you know, one of the lenders that were on the list. It was Colleen Weatherby, I believe, and she's been doing a really good job keeping up with everything. So I've been consistently sending my deals to her, and you know, if anything were to, you know, start slacking off or anything like that, I'd take a little bit of a load off of her and start sending it to another agent. But as of right now, she's been doing very well, and actually keeping in touch with clients. We actually you know, tag team clients if they're not responding. You know, I ask her to touch base with them and, you know, try to get them, you know, re-involved in the search. You know, it's really nice to be able to work with her and be able to, you know, get these leads and keep them interested and keep them, you know, with us versus going with somebody else. You know, I've done a lot of deals where, you know, people have went with lenders that they just know, or that one of their friends know, instead of somebody that we refer to them, even after getting a pre-approval, just because word of mouth, you know. So I build, you know, I build up Colleen before I even get them in touch with her and tell them, you know, the good experiences I've had with her. That way they don't go looking for, you know, somebody else, or they don't go looking for a better interest rate, or somebody that will, you know, help them out through the whole deal, you know. I just really build her up, and we work together on all of my clients that
I can,
that are actual buyers.
Joshua, I can tell you, interesting enough, Colleen was sitting right here at my desk yesterday, right? And she was telling me what she does and how she's following up, and actually even bringing clients to the realtors that they didn't even know that are in the database looking to buy and sell. And she's sending them push listings because there's nothing in there, and they're winning deals because she's in there helping them. So if you're tagging, you know, your LO, they're there to help. And so thank you, Joshua, for that. I truly, truly appreciate it. Great job. And I don't know if everybody caught that. He's only getting leads since November 20 something.
Hey, Dan, could I ask one question and then one statement? How long have you been licensed, Joshua?
3 years and 7 months.
Okay, cool. And same experience with your previous brokerage, or are you seeing some, I mean,
well, I do a lot.
No, I mean, I love what I'm hearing. That's what I'm saying. That's the big thing. The other thing is, and one of the questions in the chat was, how do you word that to them in terms of referrals? But let me preface this with this. If you're not on the Build Your Business webinar this week, oddly, you should ask that question. It is all about what to say. I've been doing some studying, and I'm coming up with some things, but one of the recommendations, and I checked my notes from the reading, and how do you ask for that? How do you ask for that referral? Typically it comes after someone says, thank you, right? Thanks, you did a great job. They're feeling that gratitude for you. That is the perfect time to ask this question. Would you happen to know just one person just like you who would benefit from working with an agent like me, or who would benefit from finding a great deal on a home like this?
Look at Nunzio. Everybody else look at Nunzio. He's writing that down word for word. Okay. Don, can you put that in the chat while we continue?
No, I won't, because they're going to have to be in the Build Your Business webinar tomorrow to get them, or Friday.
Great point. They're all going to be there. Hey, so I know Christy's driving. She probably pulled over. Are you pulled over now, Christy?
Yeah, I haven't been driving.
Okay. All right. Well, I know that, you know, you're in the car, so I'm going to go to you next, and Nunzio and Anna, I'm going to get to you. I promise. So Christy, by the way, congratulations. Did you
Thank you.
just buy your own home today?
Yeah. Yeah. We just, actually a
Everybody
couple of
in the
minutes ago.
chat box, I want to see it in your chat. Christy just closed on her own home today, so congratulations.
Thank you.
The congratulations are coming in. They're flying in. You can't see them. Wow.
Yeah. Thank you.
And so if I, correct me if I'm wrong, Christy, you were with us for a while
Yeah.
before, and then you went somewhere, and then you came back, and you've been back 4 months. You've got 2 closed, 8 pendings since you've been back. Tell us what your story is. And you just bought a new home today. So, wow, you've been busy.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't really start till September. So yeah, I was fresh out of, fresh out of college. I was fresh out of real estate school. I met Robert on the side of 75 at a Cracker Barrel, and we have mutual horses in common, which, you know, we went off with a hitch there, just talking about horses. But, you know, Robert was, you know, new. He was starting everything. And I didn't know anything. So I felt like, you know, I needed to learn. He was growing tremendously. And it was always in the back of my head, like, Roberts is the place to be, you know. And long story short, I made the call over the summer, and they're like, we would love to have you back. And my husband just asked me the other day, he's like, how do you feel about coming back to Roberts? And I said, I think it's the best decision I've made in my real estate career.
Thank you for that. And congratulations on close on your new house, and welcome back. I mean, so Lauren's comment today, when I asked her about you, she said, personality of a natural born leader. So absolutely.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thanks very, very highly of you. And just coming back. So tell me, you've been back 4 months. How in the heck, by the way, do you have 2 closes and 8 pendings in 4 months, and you just rejoined us? What are you doing?
Well, you know, just to piggyback off of, you know, what you guys were talking about a minute ago, is just that that quick response, you know, making that call, getting in front of people as soon as possible, because we all know that people have a ton of choices when it comes to a realtor, but what's going to set you apart? But I think really the biggest key, at least in my business anyway, is coming from contribution. That piece of willingness to help. I think when you just people in general, when you ask for help, people tend to raise their hands, you know. So just having that, you know, how can I help you? What can I do for you? Will at least sets me apart from everybody else, because I think sometimes they think realtors make all this money and they're just in it for the money, rather than how can we help these families?
I think that's the right approach, right? We've always said you're not going to ever sell anybody a house, right? I mean, it's really being genuine and humble and kind,
Yeah.
and having a servant heart, that you are really there to help them. And I think that's a great approach. So I've heard it twice now. Both you and Joshua both said it's speed to lead, right? It's speed to lead. It's picking up the phone and making that phone call quickly. It's not taking the time. Let me pull up the house. Let me see if it's pending. Let me see what the number of bedrooms and square foot does it have. No. That's not what it's about. It's about picking up the phone immediately and saying, how can I help you? Right?
Yeah.
So we've always heard this, that, you know, we know 98% of all buyers and sellers start online, right? Okay. And the one fact that people don't know as realtors, and you should know, is about 70% of all leads will use the first realtor that contacts them. Why do you think speed to lead is so important? Right? They're not out there, you know, on a buyer side, they're truly not out there interviewing multiple agents most of the time. They just want somebody, they go, oh my gosh, you got back to me so quick. That's the service I can expect from my realtor, right? That's what they're really saying. So congratulations again. I'm going to ask some more questions a little bit later, but congratulations again. Anna's been with us for 5 months.
Hello.
So Anna, I asked Samantha, and Samantha said the sky is the limit for her. The sky is the limit for her. And then I looked down this morning and I saw you have 6 closed, 6 pendings in 5 months. So I also went in and noticed that you're loving using a VA and a transaction coordinator. And then that's probably how you've been able to do 6 closed and 6 pendings in 5 months. So tell us your story and how you got into real estate and how you joined us. And how did you decide early on that I'm going to use a VA and a TC because that's going to help me grow my business?
You know, well, I started in real estate back in Colorado, and I moved to Florida last year in May. So I knew nobody. My business in Colorado was referral based. Hey, do you know anybody who wants to buy or sell a house? You know, I would love to work with them, da da da, blah blah blah. Doing all the cold calling, door knocking, asking, and networking, like, you know, right? So when I moved here, I don't know nobody. Like, you know, people that I know, they already bought a house with me. That was my mom, my dad, my family. So I looked up.
Can I ask you who you were with before?
I was with a HomeSmart. So they were, you know, low fee, $250 per transaction. Like, you do everything on your own, and it was all right. You know, I'm a busy bee. I like buying, selling. I like real estate. I like people. So I was spending a lot of my time on these things that were driving me crazy. I felt like I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing: showing homes, getting people under contract, closing, rinse, repeat, copy, paste. So this is why I love Robert Slack, right? I have time to do what I like to do. I don't have to set up the ads. I don't have to worry about scrubbing the leads, finding out their information. Is this a real number? Is it not? My job is to say, oh yeah, you want to buy a house? Great, what time? I have time at 4 p.m. for a showing. Let's go. It's stupid, simple. I love it. There is no need to reinvent the wheel, and everything is there. And the people that we have in this company who help us be efficient and effective, and you know, like a virtual assistant and transaction coordinator. I hate creating the forms, putting it together, get it to the title company. I feel it's a waste of time, right? My time, my best time, use of my time is calling, texting, getting in front of the people, making a connection, gaining their trust, and doing what we're supposed to be doing.
You know what? I wrote, Candy, I know you're on here. So our marketing director, I know she's on here. So I wrote this down, Candy. We're going to have to put this in all our marketing going forward. It's stupid simple. It's stupid simple. And I love the fact it's a waste of productive time, right?
Yeah.
It's a waste of productive time. If you're sitting there working on contracts and after the fact of going under contract, that means you're not out there generating new business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, a TC. So tell me how valuable the TC is and the VA is to you. And do you think that's the reason that you've been successful?
I love them both. I used you know, like a same person Iman for my contract. If I'm always on the road, I'm showing homes. I send her a quick text. Stuff is just getting done when I'm busy working with people and doing the real estate stuff, the paperwork. Same thing with a virtual assistant. Like I love Ronald. He's fantastic. Created that relationship with him when I tell him what I need, and as a team we come up with what our week is going to look like. He sits on all of our webinars. He knows what he needs to do. So this is not some assistant that is outside of Robert's flag that's like a deer in a headlight when you say, create a push listing twice for this person, twice a week. No problem. We communicate with follow-up boss. That database, I live in it. Every morning I log in, I do my thing with the help of the virtual assistant and the team as well. So get the people on the team, you know, get the time. So you need to do what you need to do. And there's just staying in the contact and, again, building trust, talking to people.
Well, and that's where the productive time is spent, right? That's where you make your money. You make your money building relationships. You make your money meeting people and setting appointments. That's where you make your money. Use your VA that's before the fact, that's doing all that legwork for you, push listings and really looking at your database and so on. They've been trained. They've been trained on Follow Up Boss. They've been trained. They know what they're doing. They're getting better every day. So do you think you're selling more homes now because of your VA?
Well, I'll tell you, I did one that is under the contract. It's solely based on Ronald working this lead for me. I worked for like 3 weeks straight up. I'm going to tell you this story. I worked for 3 weeks straight up. I had no day off. And I was so tired. So I took a nap, believe it or not. It was a nap from 4 to 5:15 an hour. By the time I woke up, he scheduled a showing for me. I showed the house, we went out of the contract. So even naps can be productive if you have virtual assistants and transaction coordinators to help you out.
If I could jump in real quick, there's a couple questions in the chat about the TC and VA program. So the VA program is something that we stood up. Lizbeth, who runs our Ocala call center, kind of manages it, but as our Venezuela team, we call it the MVA. But $750 a month, 40 hours a week, full time. Dan mentioned that they're trained in Follow Up Boss. They're not just trained in Follow Up Boss. They're trained in the processes. They're trained in the follow up, the push listings. They're trained to make calls, overcoming objections. Now they can't get in as deeply as you can as a realtor, right? But they can certainly push for those contacts and the communication and the next steps to get you connected and
Yes.
showing. So, for 750, it's $4.96 per hour. And if you saw the chat, let's just assume you make $150,000 a year. You're earning about $72 an hour, right? What is it worth to you to spend $4.96 an hour to get that 40 hours of your life back, manage your database for you, help with the follow-up, send them, on it. And then the TC piece, when you're looking at, the typical close is going to take you 18 to 20 hours, right? $175 only if you close, fully trained, supervised by our compliance team. It's just stupid simple. What was that?
Stupid simple. It's stupid simple. It's going to be somewhere in our marketing piece. It's going to be there. So Anna, tell me the story of did you just flip a temporary off market property?
Yeah. So that house got under the contract with my client, and then they got a cold feet because it was a wreck. So I saw that opportunity, to generate more business, and we need more listings. And so, why not? I have a good team though. I've done it in the past, and I love this house, like a mint julep house. Which brings me to that simple thing, how we have this like a system set up here. The system, that's the concept here, We just utilize this system and you create more business, and it's all set up for us. So copy and paste.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a fun project. We got it real quick. It was 4 weeks back up on the market. We had like 6 offers, and it was great. So we're closing here in like 5 minutes, I think. That'll be good.
It sounds like having the team, and you call them a team, and that's very, very cool. I love the fact you called that is your team, that it also gives you life work balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's working smarter, not harder, and getting your life back at the same time. So congratulations to that. So, all right, Nunzio, are you with us still? I'm sorry, I didn't put you on the end for nothing. All right.
No.
Some of you might not have been on earlier. Nunzio is a famous chef. Tell us your story again. You won the Sauce King of the World back in 1927. What was it?
Yeah. We took the DeLorean and we went back in time, and I competed against the entire nation. It was back in 2004. I was a Food Network winner with the best vodka sauce in Chicago, which is on the assembly line. It just came off, so you guys can purchase, or if you're lucky enough, I'll give you a bottle. Just came off the assembly line yesterday, so I'm picking that up. As far as it was great. It was I was young when I did it, and it was wonderful, and I can't brag enough. But I was young then, and now at this point in my life, there's no way I would do that again. Shoot me in the face, dude, never again. Anyway,
so you're in a new career now, right? So this is you've been in real estate for how long, Nunzio?
12 months.
Okay, I want everybody to listen. All right.
Yeah. I've been in the business 12 months. I started with Robert Slack, basically, and I got like 27 deals done.
All right, so wait a minute.
Yeah.
12 months,
Yeah,
you got 18 closed, 9 pendings
yeah,
in 12 months, and this
Yeah.
and you're new to real estate.
yeah. Yep, brand new.
I love how you, yeah, like it's, and yeah, it's normal. Everybody's doing this, right? But
Yeah.
not everybody's doing this, Nunzio. So what are you doing? Tell us a little bit, give us some nuggets of what you think you're doing that other people can use to be as successful.
Yeah, okay. So it's not enough to say like you need the right mindset. You need the right mindset. You have to commit, right? You have to commit to what you're doing. How many times have you been in a relationship where the relationship didn't work, right? It's because either you or them didn't commit and you were not committed, right? So you have to commit. You have to commit full force. You have to be a professional and not an amateur. You have to master your craft, right? If you master your craft, you don't have to get enthusiastic about anything. You are enthusiastic. You are a leader. You are the head. You're not the tail, right? So ultimately, you just have to commit and just do it 100%. Don't be looking for a plan B. Put all of your emphasis in what you're doing. And now that we have these 3 platforms that come together, and it's not, and for you newbies, man, it's not easy to learn these platforms. But once you do, because I mean, you can't manage what you don't measure, right? So if you have no way to measure anything, you can't manage it, and you don't even know how to excel anymore, right? So it takes a minute to get used to these platforms, but once you do, then the sky's the limit for sure, because now you can manage you can measure what you're doing, and without that, you really don't have a leg to stand on. So that's why I tell people, get a foothold, right? Because if you get a foothold, right, a foothold is a base of operation for you to advance to a stronghold, right? So without that foothold, man, you're not going to be able to get a grip and move forward, right? And we have these daily tasks. We have to text, we have to email, we have to make these phone calls. But if your grand scheme, right, if your goal is that big, all that stuff will become second nature. You won't even think about the text messages and the emails and the phone calls, because I mean, what you're going after is so big that all that stuff it becomes little stuff, and then it just becomes second nature. You know, you won't even think about it. You'll just be doing it as you're going. So that's the ultimate thing for me. It's like get a bigger picture, and all that little stuff will build you. If it's appointments you're after, don't have that mindset where am I going to get this call? Should I make this call? I don't know if I want to make this call. Focus more on what am I going to do with all these deals once I get them, right? Because then that's going to propel you. That's going to open up another window for you, and then you're going to get even stronger about what you're doing. And you will build those muscles in your mind that can deal with any kind of rejection, rebuttal, whatever. You know, you got it, right? It just becomes, if you flow, you become liquid, right? You need to do that. But what it all boils down to in our business, and I think in their business, are 3 very, very simple terms, very simple, easy words, right? It's what, why, and how, right? So it's what is important to this client, right? What do they really want? And not only what do they want, but why is it important to them, right? So what do they want? Why is it important to them? And then number 3 is you. How? How do I present that, right? If their emphasis is on the backyard water view or the pool, the cage, the lanai, get them, when you take them to these houses, take them there first and build that energy, right? Because everything else is going to flow. You wouldn't show them the bathroom first. You wouldn't show them the closet first. You would show them exactly what they want. So what do they want? Why do they want that, right? And then how are you going to present that to them? Right.
You know what I want to do next time, Don. I'm not gonna facilitate these next time. I'm just gonna sit back and take notes. Because I can't take as much notes and listen. And I'm telling you, all of you on here, and again, there's 152 right now, and over 600,000 internationally on this call. That's why we do these things, and it might sound simple, but a lot of you aren't doing it, and I learn something every single time. And so I love the fact, be a professional, not an amateur, right? Be a professional, not an amateur, but master the platforms. Master these platforms. Learn your traits. Once you know, and we talk about the top 10 actions, that if you learn those top 10 actions, which is kind of what you just said, Nunzio, is just learn these top 10 actions, and you're going to be successful. But the one thing I wrote down, you didn't say it, but you exuded it, is mindset. It's just that having that positive mindset every day and waking up and just saying, these are the tasks, I got to do them. I mean, this is what's going to grow my business. So if you had one, let's say maybe one suggestion for the people on the call and said, if you just focus on this thing, you will be very, very successful. What would you like to share?
When you go to bed with your bliss and wake up with your bliss, right? What's your quote of the day? I'm sure everyone has a quote of the day. I say things like, I'm coast to coast like butter and toast. That's why I'm so successful, right? I got to cover area. I got to get out there, right? I got to go. I'm sure Scott McGee's on the call too. He's trying to one up me. He says he's east to west, like, cause he's the best. So, there you have it, right? So it's like, have those incantations, have those repetitious words in your mind going that are going to propel you into action. That you're going to, and then you're going to, you're going to take massive action, and massive action is how it happens. You can, because your thoughts are going to get, are going to go left and right. But if you're doing things, motion creates emotion. You'll get a better grip on yourself, what you're doing, and bring the most amount of joy you can to every transaction, right? That not only benefits you, but that also can be perceived. Because then people are going to be coming to you. It's not so much you're going to be advertising yourself anymore. They're going to be like, oh my God, he's an awesome realtor. She's an awesome realtor. Let's go, let's go talk to her or him, right?
So I didn't, the quote that your team leader said, Laura, was, I wish I had 30 Nunzios, right? I mean, because it's that attitude, it's that mindset, it's waking up and just every day being positive. So, I'm amazed that a new career, just got licensed a year ago, new to the industry, 18 closed, 9 pendings, and just follow the system. And I think your friend Scott McGee put that in there. He said, follow the system is key. Just follow the system.
Yeah. Turn to the book of Nike, chapter 1, verse 1. Just do it.
Just do it. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and
just do it. Just do it, man. Because then I'm telling you, you're going to build those muscles in your mind that can deal with it. And then before you know it, and then ultimately going with the mindset that you're helping them and that they need your help. Like, you're Superman, man. But don't be afraid to rip off that shirt and let that S shine, right? You're going there to help them.
So I've got a question here. Somebody is asking, where are you guys all located? So Nunzio, where are you located?
I'm in Venice, or like let's say the western or the northwest, the West Villages.
All
right by the new Atlanta Braves Stadium.
Okay. All right. Anna, where are you located?
Riverview.
Riverview. And then Christy?
I'm in Pasco, but I service a lot of Hernando.
Okay. Pasco and Hernando County, and Joshua is up in the Panhandle.
I'm in Pensacola.
Pensacola. All right. So somebody was asking that question, and you're welcome. You're welcome, Kim. We're asking that question, I'm sure, because they're like, well, does this system work in one area? Right. So for those of you that might not be with us today, guess what? This works anywhere. It works anywhere. We have agents from Key West to Pensacola to Jacksonville. We're in 740 zip codes throughout the state of Florida. We've got agents throughout the state. If you just work the system, right? It works anywhere. So if you're out there considering coming on board, don't worry about where you live. That doesn't matter. What you need to worry about is saying, teach me the system so I can replicate it and continue to do it, because I want results like these individuals. So Christy, word of advice. So give the team out here. You came back, and again, literally in 4 months, 2 closes, 8 pendings. One thing that you could tell new agents, and even existing agents been with us a while, to grow their business.
Just the consistency part, devise a plan, how you're going to attack your day, and just be super consistent with it. I really just don't think with all the systems that are in place with Robert Slack, and unless you don't go to work, you can't fail. The only way you can fail is by staying in bed all day, So, yeah, that's the best advice I can give.
Thank you. I love that. Yeah, just show up. Show up.
Yeah.
Do follow the 10 steps, master the 10 steps, make your phone calls, send your push listings, send your emails, call people, and genuinely and humbly say, I'm here to help you. again, the system was created to take 75% of all the effort it takes to be successful in real estate off the agent's shoulders. We bear that responsibility. The 250 associates that we have that work for this company bear that responsibility for our agents every single day. You know, it's really, if we just pick up the phone and go sell. I mean, do what you love, and that's getting in front of people and helping people. So thank you, Christy.
Right.
I think the big contrast too, and I said this early on in one of the Build Your Businesses was, you know, are you an order taker or a professional realtor, right? You know, order takers are going to make that one phone call, send out that one email, get a yes, no, I want to buy a home, and then take the order for that home, right? And what I'm sharing tomorrow too, as a professional, right? You've got to practice. There's a difference between dedication and talent. You can be the most talented individual in the world, right? You can have all the skills, be able to talk, be able to do all that. But if you're not dedicated, if you're not putting in the hard work to master what is your craft, you will never be successful, right? And I think all four of these agents have shown that they are dedicated, they are professional, they put in the hard work, and it drives results.
No question. No question. Let's see, Anna, word of advice. You've got some new agents on, you've got some agents that have been with us a while, and they're looking at Anna and going, how do you have 6 closed, 6 pendings? You've got a BA at TC. It sounds like you've created a business model for success in all of, not 5 years, but 5 months. So.
Yeah. So again, there's like 2 things to be successful. Successful for us here at Robert Slack is converting those leads into the closed deals. So the concept is our system. Check out the webinar, do the push listing, smart list, live leads, transaction coordinator, VA, and then the variable is you. It's me. It's what am I doing different? Because we all have access to the same tools, to the same system. So know your market. 2 things for me is my market overview. All right. I have a lot of new construction. I know every single builder in my neighborhood. There is not a consultant that works for the builder that I don't know their name and a cell phone. I have, they send me weekly quick move-ins. We are short on the inventory. We're competing with other realtors, offers. New construction is an easy peasy deal here in a Riverview, right? Number 2, people skills. You've got to learn how to negotiate. You have to learn how to get to people to trust you quickly. Sometimes you have it for 2-3 minutes on a phone. Master your phone skills. Know how to gain that trust. There's 3 things that I always go to. Active listening. It is a skill you have to learn how to listen what people are saying. Mirror what they're saying. Repeat what they're saying. Label their fears. Oh my gosh, there's a whole pandemic going on. There's an election, blah, blah, blah. Same thing over and over the last 50 years. You have to hear what people are saying so you can put them at ease, gain their trust, and have them work with you.
Keep going. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go out and sell a house today. I'm going to go get my e-key working again. And I'm
Let's go, Dad. You can do it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for that. Josh.
Are you gonna rip your shirt off and show your S?
S.
Baby, we'll see.
Awesome. Joshua, words of advice from somebody who just got their leads on less than 30 days ago, has got 3 pendings and working with 4 buyers. So words of advice to some brand new agents. Maybe they're the group that's still in Slack Academy that are going to graduate on Friday. Okay. So that's your audience, Joshua. Tell them what to do. Give some words of advice for them.
Well, when I first contact my buyers, I ask them to describe to me the perfect home for them. What would be their perfect home? And I tell them to just close their eyes, describe the home, starting from the neighborhood, driving up to the home, what's inside the home, how is it laid out, and then I take that information and I search for it. Because the more information that you know, the sooner you'll be able to find them the home that they really, really want. It's not always the homes that they inquire about that they really want. I don't think any of my buyers right now have went with the home that they first inquired about. I've always had to search for something else. It's bringing emotion into it because, you know, it's a huge buy for people. It's going to be their home. It could be long term, it could be short term, it could be their forever home, and bringing that emotion into it gets them completely involved in the buying process to where they stay committed.
If you think about this, if I could, Dan, real quick, and I made a note on this one. You might not have realized, but what you've done there, and maybe you did, Joshua, but you asked them to close their eyes and talk. You've instilled in them imagery, right? Visualization. When they talk about top performers, what do they say, right? Visualize hitting the home run, visualize you're achieving whatever goal. You've basically, with your voice, have hypnotized them, right? You've asked them to do something they've heard, so now they're correlating you and your voice with that vision. That is brilliant. Like, I'm tingly thinking. I mean, people do that naturally, and I don't know if you put thought into that or it's just something you came about by your own just skill set. But that's phenomenal. Close your eyes. Tell me about it. Share it. You're talking to them. They're visualizing it. They're putting you in that home with them. Who the hell else are they going to work with?
Yeah,
that's fire right there, dude.
Involved in, and it brings them together with you to make them a part of the process versus them saying, "Oh, well, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,500 square feet, this price." That's boring. You know, they're not doing anything but telling you the basics. Everything's important to me, and everything that's important to them needs to come out and like I said, get that emotion involved of an actual transaction versus them just saying, "Oh, I want this house," and that's it.
So how many, Joshua, and I wrote this down as well. Thank you. I said, what I wrote down when you were saying that, you made it, it's all about them. It's
Correct.
all about them. And do you know how many other realtors it's not about them? As you just said, the other realtor who's going to call them 5 minutes after you got off the phone or call them 5 minutes before you got a hold of them is saying, "So what are you looking for? A 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Summerfield on a pool?" Exactly what you just said. They went to the technical side, not the emotional side, right? You made it about them, and that's why they want to work with you.
Also, a part after you mentioned that that they'll be receiving another call from another realtor. You know, once I build rapport with my people and I start talking to them and and start getting to know them, start getting to know me. Before I get off the call, I let them know. I tell them, you know, being that you made this inquiry on, you know, whatever site that you made it on, there's a chance that you're going to be contacted by other realtors. If you will, let them know that you're already covered, that you've got a good realtor in the area, and I would appreciate it if you would work with me from this point forward. And that also commits to me versus entertaining other calls or other realtors or other text messages, because it's going to happen. They're going to be contacted by somebody else, and you want them to commit to you.
All right. Okay. Everybody that's out there, you better have a pen and paper down. I mean, I'm sitting here taking notes, right? If you're not, you're missing something. It's gonna happen. Thank you, Nunzio. I see you're just writing left and right, and so am I. It's going to happen. On every call, it's going to happen, meaning they have just gotten off a call with another realtor, right? And or they are going to get a call or a text or an email from another realtor. Okay, it's going to happen. So you might as well address it. And what Josh was doing, he's addressing it. He's addressing the fact, you know, I love this because I wrote this down. I love this. First time you talked, you said, I asked for the referral. And at the end, he asked for their commitment. He's asking for more business up front for a referral. And at the end, he's asking for their commitment for them to use him exclusively. I mean, I've got 5, 6, 7, 8 great nuggets written down, and I'm sure I'll have a couple more, and we'll have a top 10 off of this call, which I normally do. Again, all of you out there, I hope you're writing these things down, and not just writing them down. I hope you're implementing them. I hope you're saying, you know what, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that, because that's what these calls are all about. Everybody on this call is on the call because they're rock star agents. They're successful. Doesn't matter if they've been with us 12 months or they've been with us, 2 months. They're successful for a reason. They're successful because of the things that you've heard today. And so all of you, if we can answer probably some questions. We've got about 15 minutes. Let's go, Dawn, if you want to go back down through the chat and just see, I know there's some questions. I keep jumping over them. There was about 60 or 70 comments being made. If you've got any questions out there, this is your opportunity. You've got some people that are very, very successful on here. I've got 3 or 4 pages of notes. I've got 8 things that I'm going to write down. I mean, I hope you're all doing the same. What kind of questions do you have? Yes, the call is being recorded and it will go out to your team leaders. And then you can be able to watch it again and again. But go ahead, Don.
It was mostly just reaffirmation, this entire thing. We could most of them, what areas, most of it was literally just reaffirmation of what an outstanding panel we put together, Dan.
Well, and Joshua said this, and again, it's one of those top 5 objections, right? It's one of the top 5 objections when it comes to that house. Is it pending or is it available? And they're less than 5% of the people that you're going to reach out to or going to reach out to you, right, will purchase the home that they originally inquired about. And it's probably a lot less now because inventory is so tight, right? It's not about the home. It's about what are they looking for? It's about putting that mindset, as Joshua says, right? Close your eyes, tell me what it is. I mean, and again, it's all putting that emotion into it. And so I've got a couple of questions here I had, or comments. Let me see. I had another call.
So Diana, I'll say this for your questions about what do you say, be on Friday's What to Say webinar. That's probably going to be number 1 in a series of what I'm thinking. I've got about 15 pages of notes. So it's probably going to be the first in a series of 3 on what to say. And we're going to talk about overcoming objections, not just that, but how to get people's subconscious working rather than directing things. So Fridays Build Your Business, 10:30 is the place for those answers.
All right, question for you. And Avis, you asked this earlier, so my apologies, I missed it. It says, is Anna the only one that has a VA and a transaction coordinator? Anybody else have a VA or a TC at this point?
No, sir.
Nunzio?
Yeah, I'm working on it too, buddy. But actually, I have a showing. So I just want to say to everyone, welcome to Robert Slack. As dysfunctional as it is, it works. So don't be discouraged. Stay committed, right? And just have faith. All right. God bless you guys. I gotta go. Bye.
Go sell something. So the TC and VA, to me, they're the smartest way and the easiest way to grow your business. It truly is. As you know what you make an hour in real estate, and if you're gonna spend your time doing those tasks that you can pay someone $4.96 an hour to do, then you're focused on the wrong thing, right? Your commitment and your skill set is going out there and it's building relationships with new clients. Okay. Let the paperwork, let the rest of it behind. Those of you that don't have one now, you will have one, because you're going to reach a point. You will reach a point that you say, if I don't have one, this is all I can do in business. I've reached my peak. And so you will have one at some point because you want to take that business to the next level. So in a nutshell, and I was on a call this morning with the team here in Orlando, and here's some talking points, and I heard all this today. Get up and show up, right? It's wake up every morning, have the right mindset, and show up, okay? I said this earlier, you're your own boss. No one's going to motivate you except you, okay? You have to motivate yourself. You have to have that mindset. You have to go in every single day and say, I'm going to do those actions, and those actions are called leading indicators, right? Those actions of calls and text and emails and push listings and video showings and all those actions to get you where you want to be, right? It's not going to just happen by itself, right? It's not going to happen. If you're not doing it, and you're just hanging out and trying to say, I'm just going to focus, as Dawn says, on that 20% that are going to transact in the first 90 days, that's all you're going to focus on. You're going to sell 10 to 12 homes maybe a year. And if that's success, well, okay. But you're giving up 60%, an additional 60% of that business that are going to transaction over a period of time. It takes, as we've said, it takes at least 12 phone calls. All right, 12 phone calls. And if you're not making at least 12 phone calls per lead, you're not tapping into the 60%. You're not tapping in. You'll never get to that next level. So you've got to do those leading indicators. You've got to wake up every single morning and say, I know that I'm going to make the calls. I'm going to send the text. I'm going to do the push listings. I'm going to talk to people, because if you're talking to people, you're setting appointments. If you're setting appointments, they're going to pending and close, you're making money. And as Anna does, once it goes pending, I go to TC and I move on, because I've got a VA upstream already setting me appointments for tomorrow. And so it is a huge business cycle on the back end and on the front end. It's called momentum. It's not this. How many of us realtors sell 4, sell 0, put 3 pending, closed, got 1, right? Because we're focused on the wrong things. We get under contract and then we start focusing on how do I get it closed? So I got to check the inspection. I got to do this. I got to make sure that's what a TC does. That's what a TC is going to help you with. So you can focus on your business. So I truly, truly appreciate all of you. Awesome, awesome, awesome job. Great feedback. I know that a couple had to jump off already, but really, Joshua, thank you. Anna, thank you so much. Nunzio, Christy, all rock stars. That's why they're on here. I hope you learned something from it. I sure did. I took, again, I feel like I could go back out and sell some real estate. I feel like I want to go back out and sell some real estate, because you guys just motivate me every single day. So I want to see your comments in the chat. Tell us what you thought. Is this something you like? Did you learn something? Let me just ask, did you learn something today? Did you learn something today that can help your business move forward in 2021? So take the next couple of weeks, build your business plan, decide what it is you want to do for 2021. What are those goals that you have, right? What are those goals, which we call the lagging measures, right? But you're going to focus on the leading indicator. So how many deals how many texts, how many calls, how many emails, how many push listings, how many videos do I need to do to accomplish this? If you're not doing it, you're not in real estate, okay? We've given you the tools, we've given you the leads, we've given you the systems. It's up to you. I want every single one of you to be so successful in 2021 that you grow your business to a level that you can do exactly what Christy did. She closed on her own personal house today, and she's driving, she got stuff in the back seat, she's going to move into her house. I want all of you to do that. I want all of you to be very, very successful in our company. I'm proud of every one of you. I am ecstatic. I know our company is in good hands when I see agents on this call, just like you guys, you rock star agents, telling me all these things, and I'm learning from you every single day. Have a great, great holiday. Enjoy time with your families. Be safe. And truly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are all rock stars.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
great
you
week,
all.
everybody.
Happy holidays.
Bye. Anna, Joshua, thank you so much. You guys were absolutely awesome. Really, really good input.
You're welcome.